Okay, so what's going on, everybody? Hal Steinbrenner addressed reporters in a Zoom that acted as an open forum so that they can ask him questions and press him a little bit. And here are my takeaways from this. And Brian Cashman's going to do the same thing, or if he's not doing it right now. So when those details come out, I'll get that to you too. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that button, please. Make sure that you're subscribed. And hit the notification bell as well, because I want you to know exactly what both of these guys are saying and told us today. And it's revealing as fans and as content creators. So I thank you for that as well. I really do. It means the world to me. Now, Hal Steinbrenner made a couple of points. And again, confusing points, valid points, and so on and so forth. And I want to know what you think. So load up the comments on this. Right? He made a couple of observations. Number one, that the Yankees plan on playing more small ball. Right? And meaning they've got to utilize their speed. They've got to get speed to utilize. And also suggested that they need to get more left-handed bats in the lineup. And again, if you have left-handed bats with speed, it puts them in a position, because one of the things that he emphasized as well is they've had a lot of problems with run production and moving guys over on base and so on and so forth. This is where the contact hitting and the speed comes into play, right? So he acknowledged the fact that they need that, which is good. But again, we'll believe it when we see it. Okay, he still gives these bland answers, and I'm not surprised. Nor should I expect anything more. To be honest with you, because the fact is, if they're gonna give out their plan or their plan of attack, they're gonna lose leverage. If they do it in a public forum, they're gonna lose leverage in the free agent market, and the trade market, and so on and so forth. So I understand why they wouldn't do that. I get it. But as Yankee fans, the expectations are high. And if they're not giving us something to work with, and there's a lot of frustration amongst Yankee fans. I get that too. So, and it's justified. It comes to the territory. So that's one thing you need to accept out, right? You need you to accept. You got the keys. You got the keys to the Wonderland here. This is the Yankees. So, and we need you to show them some love. Show the fans some love. So, just like we show you guys love, we need you to show it back to us. So now he was in these meetings, the staff meetings, and now they're in the GM meetings in Scottsdale, Arizona. He was talking about not only the need for that, but the need for run production, but he was also asking a lot of players and former players and staff in it, whether, and this is doing his due diligence as to whether Boone was the guy they wanted to be as the manager. And everybody, for the most part, came out and said, yeah, Boone's our guy, especially Aaron Judge. He made that clear. Boone's the guy. Okay, so I know this is much to the frustration of a lot of fans, especially content creators who love trashing him on a regular basis, but it is what it is. The players stood up for him. The coaches like Nick Swisher, Andy Pettit, these folks, they said he was the guy. Okay, and that says something. To me, that says something. Okay, he doesn't get the credit. Do we agree with the moves that he makes all the time? No, of course not. But does he get the credit that he deserves sometimes too? No, he doesn't. So it goes both ways. And I think both ways is what kind of Hal did today in addressing the reporters, because he didn't want to give him too much, yet he didn't want to give him too little. But again, he was thought to have been given too little. And again, I get it. But this is where I think it's important to have perspective and temper our expectations. So, but that's just me. People can do whatever they want. They can agree or disagree. So, but one of the thing I found most revealing about this is, and this is something he said repeatedly, not only today, but in the weeks prior, in the months prior, that teams should not need a $300 million payroll to win a championship. And he's absolutely right. No team has won with him. So, and he mentioned teams like the Rangers and the Phillies and some of these other teams who have an infusion of youthful players, which he did say we're going to see more of on the Yankee side, and they have a lot of prospects close that can come up, which is good too, combined with a combination of stars and veteran players to make it for a good team. So he stressed that balance that the Yankees need, which is another thing he doesn't normally say. But the fact that he said he didn't need a $300 million payroll, I know it frustrated a lot of folks, but he also backed it up by saying, well, $300 million is not really a threshold for us. So he did leave the room open to go beyond that. because maybe he doesn't want to use the unproductive money like Aaron Hicks and Josh Johnson, some of these other folks who don't even play here, contracts that aren't really being justified with performance. Maybe he doesn't want to use that as an excuse to not spend. So to me, that told me something. He left that room open. This is the first time I heard him say that. So I was encouraged by that. As frustrated as I am to hear that they don't need such and such. And again, New York is different. This isn't Cincinnati, Texas, not Colorado. This is New York. Okay? Teams want more from New York in trades. Players want more from especially with the higher taxes here. They want more in salary. That has to be factored in. So, and when they give too much information, it gives teams a leverage on them. Saying, "Oh, you want my guy? Well, I want an extra play. I want this guy in a trade that I didn't want before. Now that I know you want this guy, right, or whatever it might be, it gives them leverage." So I understand him not wanting to give them leverage, and I'm all for that. I agree with that 100%. But would we like a little bit more information to work with? Yeah, but I understand. I also understand them not wanting to loan people propaganda to run with either. I wouldn't either. It just doesn't make any sense. So, but those are the main takeaways from this Zoom press conference today with Hal Steinbrenner. Stressing the need to get more small ball and more versatile and utilize speed. So to me, that's just you got to bring in some guys, not only contact hitters from lefty side to balance your lineup out, but you need more speed here. Okay, got to balance the lineup. So, and there are a couple of guys that pop up in your head. Okay, mainly Hyung-Joo Lee's got speed from lefty side. Cody Bellinger's got speed from lefty side, but I worry about his ability to stay healthy and productive for a duration of a long contract, which I think he's going to get. So Hyung-Joo Lee is 24, 25, and if the Yankees can somehow pry a Juan Soto, Hyung-Joo Lee is another option in my book as another outfielder. Even if they don't get Soto, and if they're not going to get a Cody Bellinger, I'm hoping that they're considering a trade for like a Brandon Donovan or somebody like that. And this also lends to other potential trades, because if they want to add money, and they can add money, but in order to add money and still stay under the Cohen threshold, which is going to be $297 million, they might have to offload someone. That not only includes non-tenders, but it includes trading people like Gleyber Torres and maybe even someone else. So they can bring in an infusion of young talent, but they may have to offload some too. And that's a scenario that's not always pleasant to hear, fun to hear, but it's an important one. It's a reality that we might have to face. Could we get controllable pitching on the cheap for Gleyber Torres and some prospects? Possibly. And I floated something into maybe to the White Sox to get a Garrett Crochet. Possibly. Now that Marcus Timms, who's a former Yankee and a former Yankees hitting coach, is their hitting coach. He's familiar with Gleyber Torres, familiar with some of these other guys. They need to replace Tim Anderson, whose option wasn't renewed. So maybe they can get a Gleyber Torres over there and get a Garrett Crochet back here with some prospects infusions. Like, I don't know, but it floats in some intriguing ideas, entertaining ideas in the head. And I think this is a way that the Yankees need to be creative as well as aggressive in spending. So, and they have the ability to do that. And Hal wasn't necessarily in the room when they were talking about trades and some other things. So, but he's going to be more proactive moving forward, more active in decision making and the moves that they make moving forward, which made that clear too. And then we fully expect that. But let me know what you think of this, gang. Okay, I don't know what your expectations were. Let me know what they were. I'm curious. I mean, mine was, if I got anything out of it that encouraged me, I would have been happy because I wasn't expecting much. And the fact that he mentioned that payroll on both sides, at least, struck a light in my brain here. Okay, turned on a light and said, okay, maybe he could be willing to do this. Like, I'm guessing he's going to float the scenario, try to stay in the threshold while still getting better. But if you're one player aware and that player is like a Juan Soto or something like that, and you have to go to the threshold to do it, those are justifiable reasons to do it because it's Juan Soto. right? And if you have an extension that's being worked on too, obviously, because he's not going to trade a lot for 1 year of Juan Soto. I don't think anybody expects him to do that, even though he's going to probably he might likely want to hit the free agent market. But if you make him an offer he can't refuse, then he won't hit the free agent market. So a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of things to think about. It's going to be busy, and again, next week is the non-tender deadline, so I think some more payroll will be shedded off the Yankees numbers. So, which could make it a little bit easier for them to make an aggressive move. I don't know, but I think they're kind of have all their pots in the water right now, trying to figure out what's the most successful way we can do this. What's the best way that we can be aggressive and creative and get and address a lot of the holes. And they do have a lot of holes that they need to address. So, and what I'm curious about is when Cashman addresses the media, is he going to be on the same page with Hal? Is he going to tell us something different? I'll get that to you too once I get more insight and more details on that. Right now is all the stuff on Hal, what he was talking about. But those are the main takeaways from that. So let me know what you think. Have a great day, gang. Talk to y'all next time.